This will help to stop this subcontract, subcontract, and subcontract kind of culture. Institutional reform, one step at a time. Yesterday, we have passed this bill called the Government Procurement Bill. And this is a very important bill because it is a one step ahead for Madani government in terms of how a government should manage public finance and people's money. In this bill, it actually lay out all the power of a finance minister, but put that under a control of this bill. One of the reforms that is in the bill in government contracting. One, every time there is a government contract, there will be subcontractor, there will be subcontractor, sub to many levels. And eventually, the project become a project circuit, and it doesn't give us the value for money. And in this bill, in Section 35, it actually prohibits a transfer of an award of the government straight to one person or partially to different subcontractors without the approval of the controlling officers. This will help to stop this subcontract, subcontract, and subcontract kind of culture. The other things that is very interesting about this bill is that this bill, Part 10, that gives a whole section about Government Procurement Appeal Tribunal. This will be the first time in the history of Malaysia whereby a tribunal, appeal tribunal, is set up to hear the case of why a particular project is awarded to a person or a company. And in this bill, it says about who is in this tribunal, and part of it is to have a strict control of who can be in this. And if you look at Section 63, 3F, he cannot be appointed if he is a registered person or has an interest in any registered company with the government procurement. And this act defines very broadly what it means by interest. The interest will include direct or indirect interest by himself, or through a member of his family or his associate, or any of his beneficial ownership. So what is associate and what is family members? It also spell out, yeah? A family member can be his spouse, parents, child, brother, sister, or a brother or sister and his spouse, yeah? And a spouse of his child, that means all in-laws cannot. An associate can be any person who is a nominee or employee of such person, a firm, which this person is a partner, or a partner of such person, or a trustee of a trust, or if the person or his family member is a substantial shareholder or a director of the company, or in the case of cooperative society, includes any person holding a key responsibility. That means it actually made the appeal tribunal very strict to be independent. And what is even more progressive is Section 79, of which by default all these proceedings by the appeal tribunal has to be open. That means the public gets to see why something is awarded to such a company. With this bill and increased transparency and whatever that is in the bill, I believe that the government coffers and people's money will be managed better. Of course, there are still some weaknesses in this bill, but we cannot really let perfection be the enemy of good. This is a real progress, and I'm very glad that the Parliament eventually passed this Government Procurement Bill. And we hope there will be more amendment and more new laws that come in and bring progressive change in improving the accountability and governance of the government of Malaysia.